You bear heavy responsibilities
Welcome
these
to
days.
Stock Legends Radio Show, seeking answers, opinions, and the inside scoop, putting you in the front seat on Wall Street.
In today's market,
this is breaking news. Where is it going next?
StockLegends.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stock Legends Radio Show. Please welcome today's host, myself, Quick Draw, also our special guest, Mr. Mark Luden from the Getamer Company, public market ticker symbol GTMM. Mark, welcome to the Stock Legends Radio Show.
Quick Draw, it's a pleasure to be on with you, sir.
All right, magnificent. We're very excited to have you here, and there are a variety of topics that we would like to discuss with you. But first and foremost, Mark, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and all this exciting stuff that you have going on and how you came about putting together the Getamer Company?
Well, great. Appreciate that. Actually, I was not the founder of the company. One of my dear friends, a gentleman by the name of Ken McCaw, who's a very accomplished musician, a producer in the past for Disney and Opryland, and had shows run at the Roy A. Cup Theater. Way back in the day, he was playing drums and bass in a band, and he and the bass player realized that they wanted to be able to feel the beat without making it loud with the stage monitors, and they realized they just wanted their butts kicked, which is where the name of our core product came from, the butt kicker, so it's blame it on the musicians.
Excellent.
And so I was buddies with Ken. My background, I ran pretty large organizations for a large enterprise-wide software company, so recurring revenue is how I grew up in the business world. And as I like to say, a number of years ago, Ken sucked me and my 401k into the business.
That's excellent. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of each individual segment of your business, let's take a look at these individual aspects. We were just talking about the butt kicker. For those listeners today that may not know what this product is, since we do have our radio show on a variety of different networks and avenues, let's explain the butt kicker. Actually, it's a great idea, and as things become more and more technologically advanced, a huge portal is opening up for a product like this. Let's describe how this product works from the core to the customers that may not be familiar with it.
Sure, and that makes a lot of sense. Really, what a butt kicker is, it's like a silent subwoofer. So I think most people are familiar with a subwoofer. It reproduces bass. It gives you that big chest sound. But the problem with a subwoofer is that the noise goes everywhere. And so what do guys do? They turn the sub up. You hear the car coming from miles away. The guy's got a sub with his home theater. The kids are kept awake at night. The neighbors are annoyed. So what a butt kicker low-frequency audio transducer is, it's patented technology that accurately reproduces bass signal. So the soundtrack from any movie, music, video game, the point one, so we take the same audio signal that a sub does, but instead of moving air, we shake you. And we shake you perfectly in time with the soundtrack so that it's not just like indiscriminate vibration, but you're feeling the bass. It's so precise that it's used by the world's best drummers and musicians. I'm sure we'll talk more about our joint venture of Pole Drums. And it's so precise that it's used in the world's best theme parks and entertainment venues. Easy to set up. It goes under a couch. We can talk more about how you use it, but what a butt kicker does is it lets you feel bass powerfully, accurately, and musically, but silently.
Let me understand if I got this right, because this is amazing. When you watch a movie or you visualize things, we've all seen how big IMAX has become with their 3D, with this new technology. So what you're basically doing is you're introducing another sense, per se. So you've got your vision, and now you've got your feel, and in the theater. So are these used in theaters? I mean, what kind of setups would we see the butt kicker utilized in?
Yeah, and that's, can I use your real name, Jason, or are you just known by Quick Draw to your...
Quick Draw.
All right, Quick Draw. So, you bring up a good point. We're really the 4D guy, right? So we give you that fourth dimension, the feeling. And so our products are used, as I mentioned, by musicians and in home theaters and by gamers around the world. But we're in 3 IMAX theaters, the largest screen in Russia, 2 big IMAX theaters in Massachusetts. We're in an AMC Cineplex in Kansas City. CGV theaters in South Korea has us. We just picked up a new press release out, a second Chinese theater with the
Wow.
Lumiere Pavilion Group.
So you guys are
yeah,
global. So you're global.
Yeah, for a little company, we have a
Wow.
global footprint, and we have a real good upside, I think, from that perspective, and the fact that our products have been bought and are in use literally around the world.
That's phenomenal. Now let's take a look at the core product. Now we're talking about the butt kicker. Let's talk about how this is patented and what makes it so much different from other people that I haven't seen anything like this. But what makes this patented product the key to this system working and being effective? Is it the fact that it is a lower noise frequency that's not going to basically escape and flood the area with distortion? I mean, what is the actual patented core of this product?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there are other guys who've tried and do reproduce bass in a tactile manner, but our patent, and this is a worldwide patent, is on the design of this magnetically suspended piston. So if you can imagine with me, it's a motor structure that has a piston, and we can make them big or small. Our smallest unit is a 6-ounce mass. Our biggest unit is a 3.25-pound mass. But even without power, that piston is magnetically suspended and it won't fall out, which means a couple of things. There's no wear parts, so the mean time between failures is nil, which
Right.
is why guys like Disney have them buried in mission space at the Epcot Center for the last 6, 7, 8 years with no failures. So first of all, the product's basically indestructible. Secondly, because there's no, to get a little technical, like a speaker is made with what's called a spider. There's nothing that controls the resonance. We respond precisely, immediately, instantly to the input signal, which means we're dead on the beat, which is why the world's best musicians use us. And then the other thing we've got going for us is that by nature of the design, they're just extremely powerful. So one of our mid-sized butt kickers, Quick Draw, can shake an average 3-person couch.
Wow.
So the patent, just to circle back, it's the magnetic suspension, and I think magnetics is alchemy, but our head engineer is just a really bright guy, and he's a studio engineer from way back, so he gets music and he gets high fidelity.
Mm-hmm.
It's powerful, musical, and indestructible.
This isn't just used for home theater or for movie theaters. We also have this in virtual gaming systems. You also have this available for people's cars. Is that correct?
Yeah, we don't really focus as much on cars. The aftermarket's kind of a little soft, and really the biggest pull, which doesn't bother me on the car or the aftermarket, our biggest pull and our biggest demand is for home theaters and gamers, and then on the commercial cinema.
Okay, now that's some very exciting stuff, but you have something right now that's in the works. We just got a little taste of what you have going on here. It's a new patented broadcast technology. Now, I really want to focus on this because I read up on it and my wheels started turning, and immediately I saw exponential potential profits that could be coming in from this, not just on a local scale, but on a global scale. And again, these are my opinions on it, but the numbers here are truly amazing with this patent. And as an investor in today's day and age and in this market, in the OTC, there's a lot of things where, someone might have this going on or that going on, but you know what? A lot of times the deals actually don't come to the table. So investors will take a position in a company in lieu of something potentially happening. And what they're doing is they're bringing on a great amount of risk with that investment. But what we have here is we have a patent that's been placed, and it's very exciting. Mark, why don't you tell us about this patent? Tell our listeners today about this patent, and we'll talk about the potential opportunity here, because I personally think it's huge.
Well, I appreciate that, and I think if you look at the market potential and you look at two of the comparable companies that have done very similar things, I think that the comps are out there. So what we've done is we have this core products business, and I believe that that's something different than other companies. We've got a real product company. We've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars of butt kicker units. It's a company where we make gross margin on the hardware sale. So there's an established company that as we grow, that piece of the business will grow. But a number of years ago, as I mentioned to you, our stuff works automatically with any movie or video game you've got. So if you're watching a sports movie like Remember the Titans or The Blind Side or Miracle, the hockey movie, when somebody gets hit or checked into the boards or one football player knocks another over, you feel it, right?
Yes.
Because the sound designer wrote the Point One soundtrack so that it would be exciting. And there are, we can talk a little bit about another publicly traded comp that is in the movie theater business, and they need specially encoded discs, whereas we don't. But we get guys telling us, they go, I can't wait until I watch the latest, greatest, pick a football game or pick a sporting event, and I feel that impact. And I kind of whistle and go, well, I don't know if that's really going to happen. And the reason is that nobody, until us, by design, said, how cool would it be if live and in real time, when a football game was going on, when the linebacker knocked the receiver down to the ground, and then now did you feel that hit? And all they did was turn the sound up. How cool would that be if live and in real time your couch shook like a video game?
That'd be amazing. It would change the game.
Awesome,
it would change the game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Or like watching a hockey game when the guys slam each other into the boards and you hear it rattle. Man, if your couch shook, if you were part of the action, the way sports and technology has made it an immersive world. So we started looking at this, Quick Draw, back in 2008 and started saying, how cool would it be if this could happen? It's kind of like the yellow line in football. Everybody, you can't watch a football game without the yellow line now, and everyone goes, how cool is that to see what the first down is?
Right, exactly.
The reason that came about is because somebody thought of it. So we're actually the guys who said, how cool would it be if live and in real time, in addition to the audio and video, we were able to broadcast a haptic, motion, or tactile signal. So we tested with the hockey guys. We tested with the Arena Football League before they went defunct. We tested with two of the motorsports. We got great feedback. It just so happens some of our users happen to be part of the world's largest cable company. We won't mention the name on the air. Mm-hmm. It just happens to be that the National Cable and Telecommunications Association, the big boy lobbying group in Washington, D.C., where I'm heading to as we speak, so if you hear road noise, my apology, that they're 101-seat theater, every seat shakes worth a butt kicker. So we know the cable guy. And we start talking to them saying, what do you think? And we got positive feedback. We filed a patent on this technology. And as you mentioned, a lot of microcaps and a lot of people have got patent pending technology. And
right,
as an investor,
exactly.
You're hoping that they get the patent. On March 25th, but March of 2011, we were issued a U.S. patent for the broadcast of haptic or tactile signals in synchronicity with the audio and video. In other words, nobody knows this, but this great little company, GTMM, we own the pipe for the broadcast ability to broadcast tactile. It's like Dolby, who owns 5.1.
So let me get this right. Okay, you've got your cable. Okay, so we have a way to actually output. It would be like a signal box, right? That wirelessly would communicate to the actual the element, right? That the butt kicker that would be in the sofa. How is that? How is the actual patent set up? Just so we have a visual image, because this is pretty amazing.
And here's what's good about a real company like us. We already sell a wireless butt kicker that you can set up in 15 minutes to be a wise guy before your wife's back from the grocery store. Although a lot of women like our product, not loud. We already sell the end
Not
user.
my wife. My wife takes a little longer in the grocery store, but.
So then you can fiddle fart around with setting up, but you'll have it set up quick.
You got it.
We already sell the home hardware that's wireless, that connects, that shakes your couch, right? That product right now is around $300, shake a whole 3-person couch. Our patent, though, is device independent, meaning What the patent covers is the actual capture of the impact. For example, wiring up the boards on a hockey rink and then making that impact as part of the broadcast. So when that impact gets transmitted as part of the data stream with your broadcast, whether it's satellite or cable or internet TV, we've covered them all, then that signal is decoded and then sent wirelessly to your couch, and the couch shakes.
Oh, so you would actually have it like you're talking, okay, so you're talking a whole nother level. So you're talking somebody hits the boards on a hockey game. There's sensors on the boards that actually grab that motion signature and that sound signature, wirelessly transmits it and relays it. And you're saying that that transfer of technology, that transfer of information, you have the patent from.
We own that patent. That ability to capture and by the way, to blow your mind a little bit more, we have actually tested wireless accelerometers on racing vehicles. Now, we haven't broadcasted yet, but I believe we will I believe we will. We have actually captured live and in real time the data of very, very, very fast-moving race cars and closed-circuit broadcasted, and you're standing there and you're in the race car with that driver. It is way cool. So we can actually put these wireless, if I can just go on 1 second, sorry to interrupt you. We also, during the Arena Football League last game, we've been at this in a while, so this isn't just like a new idea, gee, I hope it works. We've proven the model, proven the technology for the most part, don't want to overreach, and we own the patent. But during the Arena Football League game, we put wireless accelerometers on 2 players from each team, and live and in real time, we shook 50 seats in the end zone in the New Orleans Arena. We didn't broadcast it yet, but we gave those 50 fans the best football experience they've ever had.
Oh, did they freak out? I mean, what was the reaction to the crowd? Because we want to know, like, what did they say?
Well, there's actually a video on our site that we had kind of a middle-aged couple from Philadelphia, because it was the Philadelphia Soul playing against the San Jose Sharks, and we interviewed the woman, and she loved it. It's just the only way to watch a football game. Made her feel like she was part of the game.
In the world that we live in, where entertainment is such a big factor of our life, people are constantly reaching for this technology. I mean, the sky's the limit here. I mean, you touched on before that you were talking with a major cable company. You touched on it fast. You don't want to say the name. We understand that there's certain legalities and things that come along with this kind of stuff. But you're swimming around. You're swimming around in a pretty big tank, and the potential is great.
And I'd like to say we were smart guys, but I don't know how smart we are. But I think we're smart enough to follow 2 proven rollouts of this magnitude. And what I mean by that is, think about how TiVo first went to market. They came up with the idea that said you could pause live TV. Now it's de rigueur. Everyone's got it. They were kind of still farting around for a while until they hooked up with DirecTV. Then if you remember, DirecTV put the hardware in the home. And all of a sudden, you had a major satellite company as a competitive advantage to them going out to their millions of subscribers and saying, hey, Good Draw, if you get this new service from us, renew, etc., we'll charge you X dollars a month. Here's how we're going to roll it out. That model works so well that Dish did the same thing with Slingbox, right? I'm sure you've heard of Slingbox.
Mm-hmm.
Dish did the exact same thing. Now you can buy Slingbox hardware standalone, but it started off standalone, and then Dish put it in your home. Dish EchoStar bought Slingbox for $380 million in 2007.
Wow.
So the model we see is a similar model. Why not prove the concept, prove that it's got value to ESPN's 99 million subscribers? I use ESPN as a marker for how many million Americans watch sports on a daily basis, or any of the other networks, millions of subscribers, and then have a major distributor, meaning a satellite, cable, internet company, distribute the butt kicker hardware, and maybe they say it's $10 a month, sign up for our our whatever offering for 3 years and get Butt Kicker kit hardware for $10 a month, Quick Draw, and it can be used for movies, music, and games. And not only that, you'll get enhanced programming. And that's where we're going to share, we believe we can share in that recurring revenue because we're an enabling technology. We're the guys who provide the ability for that signal to be transmitted. Does that make sense? That's the economic model.
Exactly. And the thing is, with these kind of things, once somebody has it, everybody has to have it. You have to stay competitive. Yeah, you'd have to stay competitive. I mean, this is where, and you know what, this kind of brings me to where I'm at right now. For example, here I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. We have a place that just opened down the street, and this place is amazing. You go in, you sit down in the movies. They've got the leather sofas. You can order food. They've got a sound system, but they don't have this. And this right here would be like the icing on the cake. Like you've got the whole front to back. You've got everything.
Right. And the movie theater, the movie theater is a great model. We can talk about the comp, and I think movie theater is different than the broadcast patent.
Right.
It is a great and growing market for us. But to your point, think about the average 35-year-old male, and you go to him and you say, hey, for $10 more a month, you can watch live sports and be part of the action. How big is that market? And it's already been done twice with TiVo and Slingbox. So that's the model we're following. We've patented the technology and issued patents. We've tested it. We're doing some things that you would hope a company like us are doing that we can't discuss any more about, but we've made it known publicly that we are working on commercializing technology. And it's a great, big market. And the last thing I'd like to say is, we've got a joint venture with Pearl Drum. They make Pearl's Throne Thumper by Butt Kicker under license from us, and they sell it to the music market, to all the drummers, right? Our Butt Kicker Live is what we call a broadcast patent. It's device independent, Quick Draw. So the way I see the world is, I think to begin with, we'll probably put the hardware out. But why couldn't we do a joint venture like we did with Pearl with another consumer electronics company where somebody doing a soundbar and a wireless sub, they include a Butt Kicker as part of that kit. And now it's Butt Kicker ready, and we're more in the signal business, the recurring revenue business, less in the hardware business. They're bigger hardware companies than us.
Right,
and let's say, why not go to our highest and greatest value? And also, if you look at the fact that it's device independent. Let's say one of the big boys comes up with a different way to shake your couch. Fantastic. We'll license them our data stream.
Exactly. You're still in the game. So you found a way.
We own the game.
Yeah, you own the game. You found a way to actually corner this market. So whether someone comes out with the Butt Kicker or the Butt Stomper, or whether somebody comes up with a Butt Thumper or whatever.
Wait. Butt Kicker's a registered trademark. We get
not Butt Kicker. We're not giving anybody any ideas.
Whooper, as my friends in Kentucky call.
Right. But the thing is, you have this additional avenue. You have this additional avenue that really hasn't been exercised yet. So like you said before, you've got your core model. You're making money. You've got your theaters. So there's a core business.
Well, we're not making money yet because when you look at our financials, but we believe that day is coming soon. I just want to make sure that of all the microcaps we talk about, that we're the guys who mean what we say and say what we mean, nothing that nobody else does. Mm-hmm. So keep going. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Yep. So
he's smiling right now.
No problem. Actually, I'm happy you corrected me. So you've got your core model. Okay, you've got stuff going on, but as this actual patented technology that we were just talking about starts to become more and more live, this more than likely is going to become your full-time avenue. I mean, it would have to be. I mean, it's a game changer. So
it is. This is where we see the growth and the value of the company. This is why we went public, Quick Draw. And by the way, we didn't do a reverse merger. We went public ourselves with a Form 10. We've got a very tight float. And so there's no skeletons in the closet. But the reason our board and our key investors wanted us to go out as a microcap is they really felt that we had this enabling broadcast technology that was playing in the multi-billion-dollar broadcast market, and we needed to get the story out. We need to play with the big boys because ultimately we've got a fantastic earning opportunity we believe that we can commercialize and monetize.
One more quick question. Have you gotten this patent appraised yet?
I have not.
All right, do you have any plans to get a patent appraisal or any kind of forecast in the near future? Sometimes analysts will come in, they'll take a look at a patent, they'll say, well, based on the demand and based on the market, this could potentially yield this, and that would value the patent at this. Have you ever thought of potentially doing that?
We've thought about that, but to be candid with you, we've been really busy. When you look at what's going on, we've been busy sticking with our knitting. We're just now shipping. There'll be a press release out, but we're just now shipping a very large set of orders that we've secured. We're working diligently on some of this theater business. So, yeah, I've looked at that, but I think I know investors want that, but I think what investors will really want to see is the milestone progress that we're making, like the second Chinese theater we announced, and some of the other things that we're taking tangible steps.
Mm-hmm. So what is the next step on the patented technology? This is public information. We are working with and talking to and doing some other things with major sports and talking with broadcasters and distributors about the technology, the model, and moving towards testing and initial rollout, all of which is in very early stage, and all of which is very forward-looking, and all of which is probably all I can say about it at this point. But we're doing, I got to tell you, I guess, I'm an investor myself. Sometimes you want to hear all the sizzle. It's a blocking and tackling world, and we're doing the blocking and tackling. But the best thing is, as you said, it's a world that everyone's got a flat screen, everyone's got an Xbox, everyone watches movies, and everyone wants a more immersive world. So the response we're getting is what you think. People are very interested in when we show them our demos as to what this could possibly mean financially to their business. It could change the game. It could absolutely change the game.
It can put you into the game.
It can put you in the game. Mark, you're kicking butt. You guys are out there kicking butt. So that's a good thing. Anything else that you would like to reach out and say to your investors right now? I'm sure a lot of investors are listening to this. They're probably just excited as I am. I'm a big-time technology buff. I've got it all. I've got, multi-screens. I've got big TVs. I got the Xbox. I've got everything. I would buy into this in a heartbeat. So I'm on the edge of my seat waiting to hear where this goes and waiting for the next thing to come out. This is very exciting. Anything else that you would like to put out there for the investors, maybe something to look forward to? Or
I'm going to take a slightly different tack.
Yep.
There is a and you can disclose this later on your website. There's a publicly traded company on the Toronto Stock Exchange that's got a market cap of 7 times ours. They've raised $54 million. They're in, 2,400, 3,000 movie theater seats. They've put their technology, which I think is great. I love the fact they've raised money. It's proof that there's a market for it. There's proof that there's investor appetite. Their revenue is higher than us, but, we get that kind of money. We believe we could have that kind of revenue, too. But the fact of the matter is we've got more than 10,000 movie theater seats, butt kicker enabled, around the world. So here you've got, that's a done deal. So we're talking about what could happen with butt kicker live technology. What has already happened with our core business is we've got 3 or 4 times more seats out than a company that's commanding a market cap 4, 5, 6 times than ours. So when I say we're a real company and that the core business is a real